Hi, I'm Nick Utphall. I'm a pastor at Advent Lutheran, which is part of Madison Christian Community on the west side of town. I'm also a board member of Wisconsin Faith Voices for Justice. Thinking about labor in the pulpit made me think of a story that Jesus tells about a guy who goes out to hire some workers for his vineyard. And he starts hiring in the morning, and he keeps going out through the day and hiring more people. Maybe it's because he had more work that needed to be done. Maybe he just wanted to hire more people. At the end of the day, he decides to pay them all the same amount, all for a full day's worth of work. And this story is a hard one from Jesus because it seems unfair to us. Mostly we think about this as some sort of God's grace parallel. The owner is like God and God's grace just as lavish. But I think it's important for us to remember that Jesus is part of our world and Jesus is part of our regular lives. And so I think it's also saying that Jesus is the kind of guy who wants to be sure that people get paid abundantly. We would typically say, how can we pay people less? How can we be sure that somebody doesn't get more than we want to give them? And this story flips that on its head and says, how can we give somebody more? And so that kind of abundance from Jesus and that kind of care for workers, I think is just a beautiful sort of message that we can be thinking about as a lavish Jesus, a lavish God, a lavish care for each other that doesn't ask how little we might do, but is part of asking, how can we do more? How can this be abundance? Thanks.